Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Cincinnati Reds.
Take two in the quest for the cup. The Reds and Guardians clash. The middle match at Progressive Field in Cleveland. Last night, a tightrope walk without a net. Familiar faces shined. Andrew Abbott went 5+. Ellie De La Cruz delivered a ribby double. Matt McLain with a big bomb in the late stage, and T.J. Antone, his first save in 5 years. All part of the formula for Reds survival as they clip Cleveland 7-6. And a pleasant good evening. Welcome back to Reds Baseball. Alongside our closer, the Cowboy Jeff Brantley, I'm John Sadak. Jim Day on the way in just a bit. And Cowboy, as we take a look at some Reds cooking of late, let's look at Matt McLain, Spencer Steer first on the offensive side.
Yeah, I think when you start looking at this club, the offense is beginning to come around. And I think both of these guys have played a huge part in it. Matt McLain obviously struggled early in the season, great spring training, but it seems like he is starting to find his stroke. And not only base hits, but being able to drive the ball out of the ballpark. And if it's possible, it looks like he's swinging easier and getting more distance on the baseball. You can't be any happier for this guy. He plays the game awfully hard. And Spencer Steer, same kind of guy. He is as consistent right now as I think we have seen him at the big league level. 16 out of his last 17 ball games, he's gotten hits. And he seems to be coming up with a big hit at the right time, whether it's a rally starter, whether it's an RBI. But what he is doing is he's being awfully consistent right in the heart of this order.
We've also seen Steer cut down on the strikeouts dramatically during this time. The ball's in play a lot more often. And the ball's in play at times against this Reds defense. This duo has made its share of plays.
A tremendous improvement from what we've seen in the past years on the defensive side. And both of these guys that we just showed you on the offensive side are also doing it on the defensive front. And you look at some of the plays that Matt McLain has made, they are terrific. A lot of range at the second base position, a lot of acrobatic throws. That play that he made last night to end the ball game, that's it right there. That's a game-saving type of play, a terrific play. Tell you, if you're T.J. Antone, you know that's what you want. And not only does he start the double play, but he turns the double play with the best of them because he's got a phenomenal throwing arm. Spencer Steer, what more can you say about this guy on the defensive side? He's sliding and diving for balls up against the wall when he's playing left field. He's also playing a Gold Glove caliber first base when asked to do so. He's played third, he's played right field, and he still keeps on hitting the baseball regardless of where you put him. He is a manager's dream.
So many familiar moments with those known quantities as Reds. A newcomer will take the mound tonight. We'll go to break, but we're back. Jim Day on the way. The tumbleweeds are rolling. The saloon doors have busted open. The sheriff is in town as a Red.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by St. Elizabeth Healthcare and the Young Family Cancer Center, a regional leader in cancer care. They are Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky Toyota dealers. For all Toyota offers, go to toyota.com. By Gilkey Windows. Elevate your home with the elegance and durability of Gilkey Windows. Explore more at Gilkey.com. By Wells Fargo Active Cash Credit Card. Earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases. Terms apply. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. That dude will take the hill tonight, with Brett Lauder going to the injured list, with Chase Petty with a short-lived blister-type issue. The Reds had to go out and get some help, and Chris Paddock, who has a Major League track record, was available. The Reds will get a first look at him tonight. What to expect? Not sure. It's been a major mixed bag for him. The ERA is not good, but of the 26 earned runs he's allowed, 20 of which came in 3 starts at home. White Sox, Cardinals, Phillies. Now in 4 games versus good teams, 2.79 ERA. Yankees, Detroit, Atlanta, Dodgers, good teams, so it's in there. Here's Chris Paddock on joining the Reds.
Just excited for the opportunity. I think, I didn't start my season off the way I expected to, the way I wanted to, and that doesn't define who you are, especially as a player, especially as a person. So I've been through the thick of it. Excited for the new opportunity with the Reds to get back on the saddle and contribute any way I can in this group.
Back on the saddle. Those are words from a dude that wears a cowboy hat. Maybe a change of scenery will do him good. You know that old sports cliche. We'll find out together as we take you to break, though. Here's tonight's Bet365 betting odds, and J.J. Bleday has it going on. Will he continue his hit streak? Over a hit or over an RBI, or perhaps under? You see the numbers on your screen. Bleday and the Reds go after the Guardians next in a series feature.
Pretty good-sized crowd, particularly that lower bowl. Even a touch warmer here today, 72 degrees. There was some rain earlier in the day. BP was banged. There was no on-field hitting for the ball clubs, but game 2 is on time, on target. The Reds and Guardians match up at Progressive Field. Reds trying to secure this first series meeting on this rivalry weekend. Dane Myers will lead things off as we take a look at the Reds lineup from St. Elizabeth Healthcare. Myers, when he bats in the first position, getting on base at a nearly .380 rate. He walks a lot. De La Cruz and Stewart remain 2-3. Guardians flip-flop their starters today and tomorrow. It's a lefty today. Had it been a righty, Terry Francona shared it before the game. Sal Stewart would have had the day off. He's 0 for his last 12. Steer, Bleday, McLean all locked in. Dunn does not yet have a major league triple. This is a park where it could happen. Jose Trevino catching the new pitcher, and Key Brian Hayes rounds out the 9. They face the flip-flopping southpaw, the left-handed Joey Cantillo.
I think for the Reds, they're going to get fastballs in the zone, but they're also going to get a combination of the curveball, slider, changeup, predominantly the changeup. They saw a lot of changeups from Bybee last night. Those changeups were elevated. The changeups from Cantillo will start in the zone, and then they will fade away. It's up to the Reds to lay off of that pitch.
Reds have only seen him in one game. He faced one batter. That was in the later stage of last year when he ended an 8th inning with a backward K of Will Benson. Reds won that game 4-1. Myers, who pinch hit and doubled in the 9th last night. First pitch is popped up. Jose Ramirez crashing in from third. Nearly overran it, falls down and makes the catch.
Well, as you know, any ball that goes up between the pitcher's mound and home plate, as it comes down, it's going to drift back towards the infield because of the backspin. And even a veteran like Jose Ramirez almost fell victim to that kind of movement.
Ellie De La Cruz hits an 8 straight, 429 in that time. De La Cruz is on pace to hit 36 homers and to steal 32 bags, and has a real shot to end the day above 300 on his season. Infield dirt looks visibly darkened. Looks like it was watered pretty heavily. Swing and a miss. There's the curveball from Cantillo.
And I would say that De La Cruz will see that pitch more than he sees the changeup from the left-hander Cantillo.
Dribbled. Goes foul. The Guardians were originally set to start right-hander Gavin Williams today. and Cantillo tomorrow. They flip-flopped them last night. They come off of their first off day in some time, so you don't have to deal with short rest for any arm. Everybody can be on normal rest, and this allows them to divide their two lefties. Two of their three they have in their five-man rotation.
And the reason I said that I think De La Cruz is going to see more curveballs than changeups, whereas the rest of the lineup will be the other way around. They'll see more changeups than the curve. De La Cruz has a problem laying off that pitch that's in off the plate. I mean, those are both pitches were balls, and he still made a swing at it.
Drives this ball to center. Daniel Schneemann in center field. 2 down. Stephen Kwan in his more natural left field today. Schneemann has played second, third, short, all three outfield spots. Martinez in right, Ramirez and Rocchio left side, Bazzana Manzardo right side. Austin Hedges gets his first start of the series. And now the rookie Sal Stewart, who was intentionally walked last night but went 0 for 4. He is now hitless in his last 12 at bats. 3 strikeouts and 3 walks in that time. And if there has been any other commensurate trend with his downturn, we've seen on the whole a more aggressive nature to Stewart. Seems like he's swinging more in most at bats. But a couple of takes begin this at bat.
Yeah, I think for Sal the big key is that front shoulder. When you see that front shoulder staying closed and driving more towards the pitcher's mound, that's normally when he's at his best, because he can inside out the ball that's inside, and when he has great coverage on the ball away, that's when he's the most dangerous.
Now Cantillo does have command concerns. That's part of what marred his initial rise after he came over in a giant trade with the Padres. He averages about 4 walks per 9. That's high on both his year and career. And there's a helmet tap. So on a 3-0 take, ABS powered by T-Mobile.
The catcher's challenging.
And that's a ball. Guardians lose a challenge.
Pitcher's ball. Cleveland has 1 challenge remaining.
Cantillo, named after Joe DiMaggio. His dad Johnny hails from New York City, served as a naval officer, hence Joey being born and raised in Hawaii. His dad is of Sicilian and Irish descent. His favorite player, Joe DiMaggio. Spencer Steer. Stewart takes off. Soft strike. Bang. Throw. Sailed into center. Stewart didn't realize it. He now spins around. His helmet had popped off. He easily had a window to take third, but did not see that throw because it was nowhere near second base.
Yeah, this is more of a hand grenade than it was a throw toward second. It looked like it just came out of the side of the hand of Austin Hedges.
Well, Stewart gets scoring position. He is now 10 for 10 trying to steal. As you showed in the open, Cowboys, Steer hits in 16 of 17, almost 330 in that time. He has been incredibly consistent.
And this would be a major steal of a run if Spencer Steer can come up with some type of hit into the outfield.
Now that's where Cantillo has shined. Part of why his ERA is as low as it is. The league with men in scoring position, 103.
And a lot of that has to do with his ability to throw the changeup and the fact that he can barely miss with the breaking ball with runners in scoring position, and you get aggressive hitters.
Grounded left side. Rocchio. 2-out walk, and that's all. The Reds' debut of the sheriff, Chris Paddock, the veteran, takes the mound for Cincinnati. First outing as a Red for the 30-year-old Austin, Texas native, Chris Paddock.
Straight over the top heater. He'll use the changeup off of that. The changeup is his best weapon. Occasional breaking ball. But the key for Paddock is to get ahead and try to see if he can get the hitter off balance with the changeup.
His first outing in nearly 2 weeks. May 3rd with Miami against the Phillies. His final start with the Fish began with a strike that was negated. Time was called because the left field gate was open. It was an ominous sign. A man known for command. He's been among baseball's best in limiting walks per 9 since he broke into the bigs. Walked 3 in the first inning, walked in multiple runs, and allowed a 3-run homer in a 6-run first. It's soft contact here on an 0-2. Matt McLean. Daniel Schneemann is retired.
It's interesting that the Guardians don't have Stephen Kwan in the leadoff spot. I don't know that I've ever done a game here in Cleveland without Stephen Kwan being in the leadoff spot.
First time since June 18th, 2022 in LA against the Dodgers that Kwan has started and not been the leadoff man for the Guardians. It's the second big change. The first was flip-flopping the man at the plate, Jose Ramirez, with the rookie on deck, Chase DeLauder. They're searching for offense. This is softly sent up the middle. Ellie De La Cruz on a big bounce. And a couple of quick outs for Paddock. Full 9 for the Guardians. DeLauder has been slumping some, but enjoying a great rookie year. Manzardo's got pop. Bazada had some long ABs yesterday. Kwan as low as he's been in 4 years in the 9. Martinez has speed and power. Hedges and Rocchio. Kwan watching. It's got to be weird for him too, I'm sure, being in the dugout first inning. DeLauder the DH today. He was 0 for 4 with a walk yesterday. He's hard to strike out, but he's been in a bit of a funk. He's 2 for his last 13, 4 for his last 23. And just like with Sal Stewart, that's part of being a rookie, right? This league adjusts.
They adjust and you adjust again. You just don't want to make monster adjustments because that's how you get yourself in a slump. You just make nice small adjustments, incremental, because you don't want to get away with from what you do best, and that goes for pitchers as well.
Ahead on DeLauder. The 1-2. Hit sharply to first, handled by Stewart. 3 ground ball outs for Chris Paddock. And now the Reds' hottest bat, J.J. Bleday, will try to ignite the visiting second.
You have my word on it.
Ray St. Clair Roofing.
Archaea player profile. J.J. Bleday, one of 2 in the show to have double-digit extra base hits, ribbies, and walks just in the month of May, matching Cody Bellinger of the Yankees. He's the DH for the second time as a Red. He's knocked a run in 5 straight games.
And I think it says something for Bleday in his start in a Reds uniform that he is the designated hitter against a left-handed starter.
And pops this up. Shallow left center. Rocchio on the back pedal, making the wave. Called off by Kwan. 1 down.
You got to be swinging it pretty good to be the designated hitter against a left-handed starter.
That's the confidence the Reds have in Bleday. Now Matt McLain, who's been on base in 9 straight. He's homered now at back-to-back ball games. Ball 1. .367 average in that time, on base at a nearly .460 rate. I mean, Cowboy in this run, he's doing it all. He's hitting for average, he's walking a lot, he's hitting for power, driving in runs, and he's been dynamite defensively.
Yeah, I think everybody just kind of comes into their own at different times. He had such a phenomenal spring training, and I think when we rolled into the season, I think everyone expected him to be that same guy. you're not facing AA pitchers when the season starts. You got to figure it out. Now, it's great to have a good spring training, but you still have to have the same timing and the same results against A pitchers. That's not always that easy. That was a breaking ball that he just hooked out of the ballpark last night. Just kind of sat there for him.
So among the things Cantillo does well, we mentioned he does walk men. That's a concern. That's not good. He limits hard contact. He has knifed into the line drive rate against him this year significantly. Changeup out in front.
And a lot of that numbers that you're talking about is on that pitch. That changeup is really tough. Both of these guys tonight better changeups as far as their secondary pitches are concerned.
And you could also really tell in that shot low home right behind the plate as Blake Dunn stands in. Bunt yanked back, strike one. Look at how over the top Cantillo is. He is one of the more extreme lefties, period, and even more narrow group among starters in terms of how high that arm angle is.
And I think when you're that high, it keeps the ball, as you take your arm swing, it stays behind your back longer. I think we see that a little bit with Andrew Abbott. Ball stays behind your back. The hitter doesn't see it until the last second when your head clears, and here comes the baseball.
Sword, check swing, he win. His arm angle is at 53 degrees. Only 5 lefties in the bigs pitch higher. That includes Phillies reliever Jose Alvarado. The Reds will see next series. Washington reliever Mitchell Parker, they saw Wednesday. This is a starter who is over the top that way.
You see a lot of right-handers throw the ball that way, but not many lefties. Most lefties are that high three-quarter or even further away from their body, and that's part of the reason that they step towards the first baseline.
To third, Ramirez charges the ball, knows he's got a fast runner, and makes the play. Scoreless game, second inning. We showed you some Jim Day's portion of the open. Chris Paddock, his overall numbers are not pretty, but they're marred by what happened with Miami at home. In road games as a Marlin, he had a 2.79. On the road here for the Reds, delivers strike one to Kyle Manzardo.
And that's interesting because you would think that Miami would be a great place for him to pitch because of the changeup and the fly ball and being the big ballpark. But just because we believe it to be so doesn't necessarily mean that it happens that way.
He has pitched here twice before. A 2.08 ERA in this stadium, holding the Guardians to a 156 average in Cleveland. And he sticks strike three on the heater. It just seems the Guardians right now are off balance early against Paddock.
Well, he's locating the fastball, number one, but more than anything else, when you're able to use that changeup, especially early in the ball game, every hitter comes up there with that in the back of their mind. So they're going to be a little bit late on the fastball. And that was just a great pitcher's pitch right there from Paddock.
Soft strike to Bazana.
Look, the key is to stay out of the middle and keep the hitter off balance. If you can throw your pitches for strikes and you can change speeds, you can have guys that look awkward at the plate. I mean, Bazana there, he was geared up for a number one and he just wasn't ready. Oh, 2 struck him out.
So Paddock, who's known for his command in his career, coming off of one of the outlier games where he did not have control. It's 15 pitches, 13 strikes at the start.
Backdoor curveball for a strike, a changeup that looked like a strike and had Bazana off balance, and then a fastball that was well out of the strike zone that probably looked like it was 105 following that changeup.
Stephen Kwan, 4 for his last 38. He's down to 201 on his season. Line beyond short, base hit. Now I'm curious for your thoughts, Cowboys. So after Paddock struggled significantly in what turned out to be his last Marlins start, he said after the game, quote, "Something just felt off. I've never been a guy that can feel my body out there. I felt my body," meaning I was trying to manipulate. I was trying to aim the baseball, worrying about my lower half.
Well, the key word in that entire sentence is worrying. And when you begin that, that's when things start to fall apart. You're at the big league level for a reason. You got a good arm. You already can throw strikes, so you don't have to worry about throwing strikes. If you start worrying about the guy at the plate, then that puts you in a negative thought process. Get the baseball, throw it to the mitt, and let everything else just happen.
That's what he's done so far tonight. Angel Martinez, the switch hitter, downed it in.
Had to hit him.
2-1. Just lost the handle on that curveball. So 2 base runners now for Austin Hedges, who's having one of his better contact years, but is just 2 for his last 15, including a big strikeout when he pinch hit in the 8th yesterday. It says Cleveland was clawing its way back, riding a wave of walks. Made last night's final far more interesting than it could or should have been. Blake Dunn cheats in shallow and right. Nice smother in the dirt by Trevino. Paddock, a 2-time Tommy John man. He was drafted oddly by the Marlins, but did not pitch for them until this year. He was traded June of 16 for Fernando Rodney. A month later, tore his UCL the first time, had his first Tommy John. Later got traded again. That was in April of 22 when the Padres sent him to the Twins with Emilio Pagan. They got Brent Rooker and briefly a Red Taylor Rogers. 2 weeks later, he had Tommy John for a second time. Now the command lost its 3-0 on a very light hitting career catcher. Right side of the infield heavily plays Hedges to pull. This is a Cleveland club that does like to run. Paddock, though, has contained the run game very well on his career. Check swing seemed to go. No appeal needed. Full count.
Hedges guessing heater. He got the heater, but it was just off the outside corner, but he couldn't hold up. Might he get the changeup here?
Runners hop back. They'll be off on a pitch. Trevino just hand motioned to remind the infield 2 outs. Armed Forces weekend. He's got the green gear on. Runners go. Pay off. Misses. Bases loaded. 3 straight Guardians reach with 2 outs.
That aiming point for Paddock down and away to the right-handed hitter is a tad off. It's not as though he was missing wildly. It's just that you're missing 2 to 3 inches off the outside corner, expecting the ball to come back, and it's not.
Most productive RBI man in the 9th position is at the plate. First pitch swing and a foul for Bryant Rocchio. He's driven in 23 runs on the year, largely batting 9th for the Guardians.
It'll be important for Trevino to keep this curveball in front of him.
Swung through 0-2.
You've got a guy with a big over-the-top hook that has a tendency to catch dirt, especially when you get to 2 strikes. And when that ball hits the ground, it's going to bounce rapidly. And if you're not on top of it, it's going to go right over the top of you.
Large lead for Quan off third. Hayes plays deep. 0-2. Myers twists to stay loose in center field. Infield overplays for the lefty to pull. And Paddock dialing it up there to 95. On the year, he sits about 93. He lived at his last Marlins start at 91. He did have a strong bullpen. This is his first game pitching in 2 weeks. Often hides his face in the glove as he comes ready. And Rocchio just fighting off these elevated fastballs.
He's steadily taking the ball higher and higher incrementally, about an inch at a time. But Rocchio is just following up the strike zone. If you're going to keep swinging, you keep going up. Just got to get a little higher.
Bounced in the dirt. Your point. There's Jose Trevino blocking that breaking ball.
And that's the thing about blocking that curveball, and you can see that's just a great job by Trevino. He gets his upper body over the top of the ball. He blocks it actually with his bicep, which doesn't have any padding on it other than the shirt. But you have the advantage as a catcher knowing that that ball is probably going to be in the ground.
Chipped beyond the backhand dive of De La Cruz. Quan scores. Martinez sent home. Throw in. Bounces past Stewart. Trickles to Trevino. 2-run knock for Rocchio. And some 2-out damage for Cleveland. The Reds trail 2-0. That was a heck of an AB.
It was another fastball elevated, but it was not higher than the previous fastball that he fouled off, and he was able to get just enough inside it to shoot it the other way.
Well, Darren Johnson's first mound visit chat with Paddock. Reds trying to stem the bleeding. Paddock punched out the first 2 Guardians of the inning. Quan hit. Martinez breaking ball hit by pitch. Hedges walked. And Rocchio, after a series of foul balls, goes the other way for a 2-run knock. Now Schneemann, who grounded out routinely to second his first time.
Well, the only element of this inning that you can't live with is the walk to Hedges. Regardless of him hitting 273 coming into the ball game, he's the weaker bat in this lineup.
Oh, 1. Broke his bat, lifted to left. De La Cruz out, Steer in. Inning over. 4 straight Guardians reach with 2 down. They played a pair.
.com/Tuesday.
Come cheer on the Reds over Memorial Day weekend. Save big with upper view level tickets starting at just $15 for the Reds and Cardinals series. Thanks to Cons. Redeem now. Reds.com/flash sale. Hurry. The offer ends Monday. Rosie Reds in the house yet again. They brought some good luck yesterday with the Reds victory. Strike one at Jose Trevino, who, remember, did block a breaking ball in the dirt with the bicep of his right throwing arm. He visibly shook that arm after the ricochet. On Thursday,
you would have to knock Trevino out for him not to be able to get in the game and do what he needs to do. And even then, smelling salts, he'd tell you, I'm good. I'm good. Where are we? But I'm good.
He does have a toughness about him. Goes the opposite way. Picked
Nice
cleanly
play
by Manzardo.
Nice play. That was a well hit ball. Trevino almost appeared as though he was dead set to shoot the ball the other way.
Batting ninth for the Reds, third baseman number 3, Brian Hayes.
He waited a long time on that one and just kind of wristed it that way. Nice play by the first baseman.
Brings up Brian Hayes, who did have a base hit, scored a run, line to center yesterday. Bids tonight for his first 3-game hit streak of the month. Certainly been a wanting year, hitting 153. While the contact has not been there all year, he was for a long stretch putting the ball in play. Was not walking a lot, wasn't striking out a lot. Strikeouts then did start to tick up a bit, but perhaps the contact is coming back around.
That's a pretty good hook.
Now, there have been a few longer frames by Hedges, who lost the challenge in the first inning on a ball 4 to South Stewart. And that is caught on a line by Jose Ramirez.
It's 2 well hit balls here out of your 8 and 9 hole hitter against Cantillo, and the Reds have nothing to show for it.
For Cincinnati, the leadoff hitter, center fielder number 17, Dane Myers.
Now Dane Myers, who popped the first pitch he saw. Retired by Ramirez, who nearly overran it. Squared a bunt, yanked back, buzzed on a fastball. Cantillo was nearly not too far from Cincinnati for college baseball. While he grew up in Hawaii, was the Gatorade State Player of the Year there, driven by Myers deep down the right field line, and that is gone. Opposite way for Myers, who then points to the Reds dugout. First Reds hit of the day is a bomb for Myers. They get a run back. It's 2-1.
Well, you know you centered one up when you hit it down the right field line and the ball doesn't slice a bit. This does not happen much. He is right on it, right on the barrel, and hit it in the perfect spot because that ball didn't move a lick.
His third is a Red. It brings up Ellie De La Cruz, who is flying to center. Loaded swing, and there's that curveball again. You had said that De La Cruz is
going to see a bunch of them.
More of that than the changeup.
Something about answering an opponent's scoring inning when you can put a run up yourself, or 2 or 6.
We'll see what these Reds can muster. But Cantillo was set to play college baseball at the University of Kentucky. And he was dissuaded by that when he plummeted in the draft. That was a chip on his shoulder during his rise in the minors. Fell all the way to the 16th round, in part because many teams thought he had a hard commitment to Kentucky. He was given a signing bonus north of $300,000, which for that draft year was more like 5th round money. It went pro. De La Cruz has shown a lot of power batting right-handed this year. Hard foul, look out. Jim Day, you're all right down there? They could just wave the white flag literally with a sheet of paper.
I just did. Is that what you saw?
I did. You surrender?
Well, normally it's a pull hitter doing it, but it doesn't matter. Ellie, he just rifles it. We're okay, though. We're good.
Stay safe down there. That is cracked beyond second base hit.
That's why I thought that Cantillo would use the curveball more than the changeup. He throws the changeup to Ellie. This ball is over the outside corner, and Ellie just rifles it back up the middle. When you've got a guy that hits your fastball over in the first base dugout, and he's a right-handed hitter, that means he's trying to wait a long time. The changeup is probably not the best pitch to throw there, and Ellie told him why.
By far the hardest hit ball of the game so far. That was 105 off De La Cruz's bat. Awkward pickoff that bounces to Manzardo.
Well, we saw Sal Stewart take a base with 2 outs in the first inning. Might we see Ellie attempt to steal with 2 outs here in the third?
Sal Stewart walked on 4 his first time. And the last time that Cantillo took the mound, it was Monday against the Angels. He went 6 scoreless, his second quality start of the year, the 5th of his career. Way out in front on that changeup. Cantillo is a taller dude, listed at 6'4", 225. He does get great extension. De La Cruz delayed run, throw down on a bounce, fire to first. He's able to get back.
It was a delayed steal by De La Cruz, and once he saw the throw come out of the hand of Austin Hedges, put on the brakes, decided better about it.
And remember, Hedges had that awful throw that arced into shallow right center on the Stewart try. You do also have to wonder, and Hedges has praised Patrick Bailey, saying that a lot of the times when he needed to get something right catching, he'd watch Bailey video. They're now teammates. They are trying to win games together. They're also competing for playing time. 2-time Gold Glover is now his teammate. Got him looking. Stewart taps the helmet. The entire Guardian team started to walk off the field.
The batter's challenging.
I mean, everyone. Jose Ramirez is still striding to the dugout, and that is just barely a strike. Grazes the bottom tier of the zone. Reds get on the board.
Now run for Congress.
It is rivalry weekend across Major League Baseball. Some great names. Ohio Cup, of course. Crosstown Classic, Subway Series, 2 of the more famous ones. Love the Vetter Cup. That's my favorite. The Freeway Series in LA. They should rename that the Traffic Congestion Series. The Ohio Cup continues as I get pelted with sunflower seeds. You got enough time? You got time on your hands? Is that the problem? Is
What?
you got time on your hands? That's the problem.
What?
To throw seeds at me. Yeah. Okay. All right. John, we're going to send it back to you.
The love affair, the bromance between Gino and Jim Day. Tapped right back to Paddock, knocked it down. Ramirez sprinting best into the bag. Cowboy, when I walked into the clubhouse yesterday, Jim Day is right behind me. And who's at that first locker as we turn the corner but Gino Suarez. So we do a check-in just to say hey. and it was the first time I saw the extended back and forth between those two. They were like brothers, but like, you know, needling each other a little bit too. It was awesome. Bounce to Hayes, to Lauder, soft ground ball out. Cowboy, this looks like what Paddock had in the first inning.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to do with the game calling ability of Jose Trevino. Trevino knows that it's the second time through. They're looking for the changeup, and he's using that fastball either in on their hands or he's using the changeup as it eases off the outside corner.
Strike one on Manzardo, who struck out looking his first time. And Paddock had a 9-pitch perfect first, all soft ground ball outs. Well, the first two were. The last one was pretty well hit. He had a 25-pitch second. A lot of that work came with 2 outs. And he's still in lower single digits this inning. Oh, 2. Center field, Myers coming on, can't get there. 2-out hit for Manzardo.
Manzardo's got a quick bat, and he hit that ball right off the end of the bat. Changeup tailing away from him. Gets the bat through there quickly, but he's able to make contact. You hit it off the end of the bat, ball's not going anywhere.
Pizzana struck out swinging his first time. Hayes on the grass at third, strike one.
Now, if you're going to swing at a changeup up there above the catcher's mask, that means you're going to swing at a fastball up above the catcher's mask. No need to throw a fastball on the plate.
Here's an elevated heater, no go on appeal.
And he didn't swing at it. That was my idea as well. You're going to swing at my changeup up there. I'm going to throw a fastball up there to see if I can get you to pull the trigger.
Pizzana finds a hole. Manzardo through second. Myers loses his footing.
No.
Throw to third. Tag safe. The batter runner Pizzana thought about turning and filling at second base and then slammed on the brakes.
Well, I thought for sure Pizzana was heading to second base and probably should have. If throw's going to third, Pizzana can't break stride. He just got to keep going. Fortunately for the Reds, he did not.
And not only does that mean losing a second man in scoring position, it also gives the Reds a chance to get a force at second base. Stephen Kwan has singled to center and scored. Pizzana hopped a larger lead. Paddock elevates. Pizzana perfect trying to steal, 7 for 7 this year. Guardians run a lot as a team. Lifted left field. Steer and Hayes over. That's other side of the netting.
The ball out over the plate and down. That's the ball that Kwan has handled traditionally well. The ball in and at his hands. In years past, he's been able to fight it off. So far in this series, that's the pitch that's gotten him out.
Pickoff toss.
You can see Trevino. He's not only has the mitt under the hands of Kwan, he's flipping the mitt as if to say, higher than my glove, higher than my glove.
Dribble to third. Hayes has his options. Flick to first. End of inning. No, Paddock posts a scoreless frame. Matt McLean has brought the bombs of late. He's gone deep in back-to-back games. He's due a third. Reds down 1. Reds down 1. 4th inning. Spencer Steer batting 4th today. He is grounded out to short so far against Cantillo. Out front.
Quite an effective fastball changeup combo from both Cantillo and Chris Paddock for the Reds. You can put some velocity on that fastball, but the key is being able to throw the changeup where the hitter will swing. If you can make your changeup look like your fastball from a mechanical standpoint and you can command it around the plate, it doesn't have to be optimal location. It's just got to look like the heater. And both of these guys have been able to execute that here tonight so far.
Right center, Martinez. Brings up the only true lefty in the Reds 9, J.J. Bleday, flied out his first time. He had 3 hits yesterday, 2 doubles. He had an infield hit, but arguably one of his outs, one of his most productive moments in the game. Helmet tap for a challenge.
The pitcher's called a ball. The catcher's challenging.
He had the RBI fielder's choice for a needed insurance run in the final inning.
Pitch is overturned. Cleveland has 1 challenge remaining.
Just now, some clouds have broken up. That tougher sun is now partially resting on first base. That if and when someone reaches, appeal says he win. That sun will be right in the eyes of the first baseman, the runner, the first base coach. Something Terry Francona is acutely aware of from his 11 seasons managing Cleveland. One, two, swung through a changeup. Our Jake Sweeney Kia pitch tracks.
Now batting for the Reds, second baseman number 9.
Changeup ends up down and in, but it's the arm action. You see the ball come out of the hand. You think it's a fastball in. Hips open, hands move forward. Ball's not there yet.
And McLean struck out his first time. Skipped fastball for ball 1. Reds have won 4 of 6. Scoring 41 runs in that time since they snapped their 8-game slide. They've been contained to 1 run on 2 hits so far by Cantillo. All heaters this AB against McLean. To right field, Martinez Deep in the corner, that one goes foul.
After all of those fastballs, McLean's still on the breaking ball. He hit that ball a long way.
Two. Cantillo also operates on the extreme third base side of the rubber. In the field is a right-handed hitter standing in. Look, his heel is off the pitcher's rubber.
Well, his number one secondary pitch is a changeup away to right-handers.
And is lined to left and caught by Kwan. Tight game, 2-1. The Reds trail bottom four. Bottom third due up against Chris Paddock. Starts with Angel Martinez, who's been hit by a pitch. That was a curveball that got away. He has also come around to score. Well, tonight the changeup has been the star pitch for both men. What is allowing them to be so effective with their respective changeups?
Well, I think, John, number one, the changeup comes off the fastball. When you're throwing your fastball, this is where hitters are taught to look right up here to your right of your ear. Your wrist is full on a fastball every time. On a breaking ball, you turn. On a changeup, you still have the same full wrist, and I think that's what makes it the most difficult pitch, because it looks just like a fastball. It's a full wrist, just like your heater coming through, the same extension, but yet the ball is about 10 miles an hour slower. You can see the hitter's reaction. They're wanting to catch a fastball. Every hitter wants to get up there and get the fastest pitch and drive it. And when you're able to pull off of that, make it look like the fastball, it's 10 miles an hour slower. Boy, you could do some damage, but a lot of that comes down to command. You've got to be able to have that fastball for a strike, but the changeup can be anywhere. It can be on the plate, it can be high, it can be low. The hitter is swinging at your arm rather than the ball.
Payoff to Martinez. And in part because of that, it's been a lot of ground ball, mostly soft contact for Paddock. He already has 6 ground ball outs. His single game season high is 7. That came in his outing against the Yankees in New York. And this one lifted left side. Hayes in foul territory.
But you can see with a lot of these left-handed hitters, Paddock is using the fastball in on their hands. That makes the hitter speed up. You've got to be quicker and more spin with the bat to catch that ball on the inside part of the plate, especially when it's up at your hands. And then that makes you that much more susceptible to that changeup that's down and away.
And you thought the only major mistake for Paddock in that 2-run second
was to this guy,
the walk to Hedges. He was 3-0. Paddock brought it back full, but walked him.
And you can see what Paddock's mindset is with Hedges. You know Hedges is trying to pull the ball, so you're trying to locate the pitch down and away, make him hit the ball off the end of the bat. The problem is, if you're not locating the ball down and away, you've just got to locate the ball down and get it back over the plate and make him swing the bat.
Fouled back just left of our booth. Rattles off the railing. Camera position immediately to our left. Two-one. Called a ball.
Yeah, when you're not able to land that pitch out there, you got to shift gears, and you got to shift gears before you get to this kind of count against this type of hitter.
Up the middle. Looked like it might have gotten Paddock or the mound, handled by McLean. Well, they get the batter runner. That ball did change directions.
For the Guardians, shortstop number 4, Brian Rocchio.
Like it hit him on the backside. So what would you call that? A booty 4-3?
It's a different kind of booty call. 2 down on that comebacker. Brian Rocchio. Soft strike. He has a 2-run hit the opposite way.
You get an idea that Paddock is more comfortable facing left-handed hitters than he is facing right-handed hitters, because he can use the fastball in on their hands. It opens up the outside corner for both the curveball and the changeup. Against the right-handed hitters, he's having a difficult time getting early swings, foul ball, swing and misses with his fastball, and it forces him behind in the count.
Just a little flick to left by Rocchio. Takes a wide turn and holds. He is now 2 for 2.
Well, it is very obvious that Rocchio is rather comfortable in that number 9 spot. You could put him in the number 1 spot. I mean, that his numbers would suggest he can handle it, but maybe he tries to do too much in the 1 spot and he's more relaxed in the number 9 spot. Ultimately, as a manager, you're just looking for consistent production. And there's no doubt Rocchio has given Stephen Vogt some consistent production in that number 9 spot. I think that's the part of being a manager. You just need to know your players. You know the mentality of your players, what they handle, what they don't handle, where they're the most comfortable.
Connected to right. Dunn break it back. On the track, he's got it. Long fly for Schneemann. 2-out hit, stranded by Paddock. Join the Reds at GABP next Friday. They open a set against the Cardinals. Stick around after the game. Spectacular fireworks show thanks to Dupixent. Visit reds.com/tickets. Bunt first base side, crashing Manzardo. Nobody home, and a bunt base hit for Blake Dunn.
For Cincinnati, catcher number 35, Jose Trevino.
So Dunn stuns the Guardians. Tying run is on for Jose Trevino, who is grounded out to first base. Trevino on Thursday had a 2-run base hit, went off the glove of shortstop C.J. Abrams. Gave him his first 2 ribbies of the year. Squares to bunt, drops it down to first base. Manzardo started toward the ball, handled by the pitcher, and he's able to slide and shovel it to first base. Sacrifice.
Well, that was a perfect bunt by Jose Trevino, but an even better play by Cantillo. That was do or die. If he catches it in the glove, they don't get him. He had to get it barehanded and basically catch it and fall and throw it all in the same motion.
So Trevino moves Dunn to scoring position. Now Hayes, who is lined to third. It was a soft line drive handled by Ramirez. Big lead for Dunn. Cantillo home. Ball 1. And remember, Cantillo, men in scoring position, excellent. Part of why his ERA is so relatively low. And a lot of his outs in this spot, strikeouts. Entering today, 16 Ks and 39 at bats with a man in scoring position. And it seemed like some miscommunication. Bazzana darted into cover for a pickoff play. Cantillo, I think, wanted to go to second, but already committed home.
Maybe that's why the ball was spiked straight into the ground.
Slightly shorter lead for Dunn, and now Cantillo steps off.
You know, Cantillo is not a consistent strike thrower, but he can make you swing at pitches that are elevated or that changeup that tails off the plate. He can be effectively wild, and I think that helps him with runners in scoring position.
Dunn took off and had third stolen as the ball arrived. A great break by the speedy Blake Dunn, 3-0.
It's a great move by Blake Dunn.
Infield comes in, 3-0. Here's ball 4. Hayes is on.
And a lot of those pitches in that at bat from Cantillo were close, but off the plate. And if you're over aggressive, you might swing at those pitches and miss them or pop them up.
Now Dane Myers calls time before standing in. He began the game first pitch pop out to third. Last time he homered, a laser to right. Double play depth. Runner held on at first. Strike one on a curveball.
Well, if you're going to use that curveball against Dane Myers in this spot, especially with Dunn at third base, it's critical for Austin Hedges to be able to block it and keep it in front.
Two and one.
Fastball up and away that looked like a left-handed pull hitter hit that ball off the bat of Dane Myers. It stayed true down the right field line.
Loaded swing at that changeup.
See, that pitch is not on the plate, but because of the aggressive nature of Dane Myers after hitting the fastball out of the ballpark in a very similar spot, he's swinging at it. The arm speed of Joey Cantillo is what sells that changeup. It looked like a fastball until you pull the trigger.
2-2. Myers takes. Cantillo strikes him out. It's 4 strikeouts now for the Guardians lefty.
Backdoor hook. He drops it right on the outside corner. That's the perfect pitcher's pitch in that kind of spot. It's never a strike until it is.
Ellie De La Cruz stands in, and here's boos. What did he ever do? Jose Ramirez usually gets cheered in Cincinnati for good moments. One of the star players of the game who plays with class. Decent lead for Dunn. Ramirez is deep. Swing and a miss. Cantillo lost him on a smoked single. It was on a changeup his last time in the third. Cracked foul. Only former Red Nick Martinez better men in scoring position in 2 outs early this year than Cantillo. Probably means he's due to let one up.
Get another hook here.
Runner takes off from first. Fake throw. They concede second to Hayes, who was held on.
Looked like Hayes was trying to get in a rundown there, but no throw from Austin Hedges. Veteran catcher, he knows better.
And not many teams throw through, as they say, in that spot. 2-2. Another good take on a fastball. Full count.
So what do you do here if you're Joey Cantillo?
You walk him.
Do you come back with another fastball? Surely not. But the changeup is the ball that he hit into center field for a hit his last time up, De La Cruz. I think he's going hook.
And De La Cruz fights it off.
And the reason I say that is because even if you bounce it and De La Cruz takes it, you got a base open and you go after Sal Stewart, who you struck out the last time he was standing at the plate.
Payoff again. And De La Cruz walks, bases loaded. He still strikes out some, but Ellie is seeing the ball so much better. There is so much calmness about him, and I think situational awareness has gone up for him.
I agree. I think that we're seeing the best Ellie De La Cruz that we've seen so far in his brief big league career. We're seeing maturity on the infield. He's making plays with calmness rather than an over exuberance and an over effort. We're seeing at bats with just exuding confidence that he knows he's going to be able to get a hit, and he knows where the pitcher's going. You just said it, John. I mean, that's the kind of spot that you're making them get the ball on the plate in that situation, especially after Ke'Bryan Hayes headed down to second base. Play the game with some intelligence, and that seems to be where Ellie De La Cruz is heading in a hurry.
Sal Stewart, it's been a bit since he's been producing a lot of runs. Big chance here. Bases loaded. He's walked and struck out. In the dirt, smothered by Hedges. Trying to snap it 0 for 13. His limited major league moments, bases loaded. He's 2 for 4 so far. Has not yet walked, bases loaded. Topped foul, just evades Blake Dunn. Two changeups and a fastball that was buried in the dirt so far. Nice bare hand by Willie Harris.
Got him on the curveball, froze him with the backdoor hook his last time up. He's either going to go there or with that high fastball. My bet's on the curve.
Away. Remember the original lineup Terry Francona shared before the game today. Stewart was going to be given the day off. Toiling some, entered the day 0 for 12. They went lefty instead of righty, so he put the rookie back in. 3-2, runners go. He takes a bases loaded walk to tie the game at 2 as Dunn comes home.
But you knew he wasn't coming back with a fastball, not in that spot. You had to believe Cantillo was going to come with the changeup, and it looked like he'd squeezed it just a little too tight and ends up walking him.
And this,
you try that curveball once, it didn't work. You've got to go back to something that you believe you can throw for a strike, and he just couldn't execute it.
Steer way out in front. This comes as Colin Holderman had been up and warming during that Stewart at bat. Now Stephen Vogt as the righty going, as oddly it's a lefty on deck in Bleday. Steer drives it deep right center. Schneemann going way back. It's off the wall. Hay scores. De La Cruz scores. Wave is on for Stewart. The ball beats him. He's tagged out. But Steer scores two. He drives home a pair, and the Reds slingshot ahead. It's a 4-2 Cincinnati lead. Two-run double by Spencer Steer, his 8th double of the year. A 3-walk inning, 3 runs for the Reds. Chris Paddock pitching with the lead, gets ahead on Jose Ramirez. He is grounded to short, bounced to the pitcher, and rips this ball to right field, base hit. This is the first Guardian to reach with less than 2 outs. All 7 that have been aboard against Paddock had come with 2 down.
Been able to use that changeup in the strike zone, and he's gotten a ton of ground balls here early. Pinpoint location at times. Use the fastball up and into these lefties a lot, and it's made the breaking ball and the changeup look that much better when it's been down and away.
Gets ahead on DeLauder, who is grounded out twice. Snap throw down, tag lead. Now before the game, great question was asked by Charlie Goldsmith of Terry Francona. It's been a couple of weeks since Paddock has pitched. He's only been at 90+ pitches 3 times on his season. How many can he go? And Francona said, honestly, I don't know. Said that Derek Johnson, the veteran pitching coach, popped up, would be checking with Paddock each inning. And we've seen that in the dugout. De La Cruz on the back pedal. Each inning, how you feeling? What's the latest?
Well, it doesn't look like he's lost anything at all on fastball, and that would be the true test. Threw a changeup there. It was awfully good, and it fooled DeLauder.
Manzardo was singled. He's also struck out looking. They play him to pull. He chips it to first. Stewart will take the tag. Up to second, Ramirez, 2 down. Brief word now from Miami Valley Gaming.
Get ready to get lucky at MVG. With over 2,200 of the best gaming machines, we got you covered.
Bazzana, strikeout and a single. Well, Paddock as a Marlin went 5 or more innings once. He's trying to achieve that here tonight in game 1 as a Red. Just a slew of soft ground balls.
He's had the majority of these Guardian hitters way out in front on the changeup. They've been hunting fastballs, and they've been chasing fastballs well above the zone, especially the left-handed hitters in this lineup.
Check swing, definitely wet, no appeal needed.
It was the curveball that Bazzana hit back up the middle for a base hit in his last at bat. I would either go up with a fastball or I'd throw another changeup down and away.
Fastball taken. By the way, the base hit for Ramirez to begin the inning, the 1,706th of his career. That ties him for 6th most in franchise history with Lou Boudreau. That gets away from Trevino. Ramirez alertly easily has third.
Got under the mitt of Trevino and then kicked off his right shin guard.
A wild pitch. Full count.
Got to get the change up here, right?
You would think so. It's been the money pitch of his night, of his career. Payoff. Fastball.
Glad I wasn't hitting.
Remember, he was 0-2 on Rocchio. Key at bat in the second inning, kept elevating, repeating fastball, fastball, fastball. Fouled back with 2 strikes multiple times. Landed. And a helmet tap. They have one challenge to lose.
The batter challenging.
The Guardians are out of challenges. Punch out Paddock.
Cleveland is out of challenges.
Marcos.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by your Greater Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Jeep dealers and by UC Health. Expect more at uchealth.com. 4-2, Reds have the lead. Southpaw starter Joey Cantillo is done. He leaves on the hook. 4 runs, 4 hits, a season and career high tying 4 walks in 5 innings. Our Skyline Chili call to the bullpen, Colin Holderman. Leday is fly to left. He is struck out. And he lifts this left side. Ramirez calmly into the outfield green, swivels the hips and makes the play. 1 away.
Almost tripped on his own 2 feet as he went to swivel those hips back towards left center field. Had a little stumble momentarily.
If Holderman sounds familiar, he had spent most of his career as a Pittsburgh Pirate. It's year 1 with Cleveland. Last year was his worst in the bigs in terms of ERA. It was over 7. Gets ahead of Matt McLean, who has struck out line down.
He's got a great arm. I mean, he's close to 100 miles an hour when he unleashes that fastball.
Luis May is getting ready in the Reds bullpen. Holderman 6'6", 230. Bouncer to Ramirez. Man, he's smooth. He read that incredibly well on contact. Brief word now from Kia. Blake Dunn, a bunt base hit. That was the spark in the 3-run 5th. Saw the Reds claim the lead they now enjoy. Chopper to short. What an athletic stab and grab, but a bad rush throw by Rocchio, and Dunn right through the bag, wisely turned right, and he's aboard.
Another instance where Blake Dunn uses his feet He has got some phenomenal speed, and that causes the rush on the throw from Rocchio. I'm not sure that even if the throw's on target that he gets him.
Oh, an infield hit. Now Tyler Stevenson stands in. Pinch hits for Jose Trevino. First pitch to center field. Schneemann on the slide.
Hey.
This Armed Forces Day during America's 250th year, baseball salutes our service members and their families. To help those who serve us, visit MLBtogether.com. Special ball caps worn by the ball clubs this weekend. Tyler Stevenson had pinch hit for Jose Trevino. He's now on to catch. It's a little surprising to see Stevenson hit there for Jose Trevino. They have the lead, 2 outs, man on first base.
Yeah, I'm just wondering on the bunt because Trevino came out of the box running hard and then kind of broke stride about halfway down the line. And you just wonder if that might have been maybe a leg issue or something along that line to have to exit the ball game. That's the only thing I can think of.
Oh, Luis May misses to Stephen Kwan. Chris Paddock leaves in line for the win. He went 5, second time all year. He went 5 innings and got a season high 8 ground ball outs. His changeup was really good.
Yeah, I thought he mixed it up real well. He used fastball location to these left-handers up and in. Got his changeup over the plate with some regularity on both the righties and the lefties.
7 of his outs today were recorded on the changeup. Second highest total on any one pitch for Paddock this season.
Well, that's always been his weapon. That's what got him to the big leagues, and he was able to execute it here on this afternoon.
And meanwhile, now it's May, Cowboy, pitching in a 2-run game with the lead. I can't imagine this has happened a ton with May during his short big league time. And it's a leadoff walk. The Reds bullpen has the highest walk rate in the majors. Reds had a comfortable cruising lead in the later stage yesterday, and they survived by 1 run on a great diving stop by Matt McLean because of a barrage of bullpen walks. Angel Martinez, who has been hit by pitch and scored, he's also foul popped to third. One and one. By the way, how about this? Today is the first time all season that Paddock has pitched with any lead.
He didn't get many runs in Miami.
And remember, yes, his ERA was very high. In fact, after his last start as a Marlin, it was second highest among ranked starters in the league. But 4 of his starts, he actually did pitch pretty well.
Awfully good, yes.
Fouled back. Well, Sam Moll is already warming in the Reds pen. He had warmed right around this time yesterday, but the Reds bullpen got out of the minor trouble, and he never entered the game.
I think the worry with Luis May, and it always is how is his command going to be on this day? Is he going to be able to handle the pressure of having only a 2-run lead, or is he going to not be able to throw strikes?
It's only the second time all year that May has pitched with an advantage. Grounded left side, perfect spot. It splits Hayes and De La Cruz right through second, sprints quad, backside batter runner to second, Angel Martinez somehow grabs 2 bags on a ball not that well hit that split the left side.
Well, Spencer came up looking to throw to third, and in his aggressiveness to the ball to throw to third, Martinez just kept on going to second base. The throw to second after a double pump was a bit high, and Martinez beat it out. It's just an unfortunate circumstance from a defensive side for the Reds.
Now goes as a double. Martinez is 8th. Now it's Austin Hedges. Has to bail out on a bad breaking ball. This is the 3rd batter for May. He has to face Hedges, who was the weakest link in a wanting lineup, and has walked once today. Also has a comeback out. And we've also seen May look a little uncomfortable with the mound. I thought we saw the same at times from Abbott last night. But May's command issues go beyond this game. When he does command, the breaking ball on the whole has been far better this season, and his sinker, described often as a bowling ball when it's located, gets ground balls. Two and two. Struck him out, helmet tap, but they're out of challenges. You can't challenge.
It's a big break for the Reds there.
Called strike.
And I hand a little credit to your catcher and Tyler Stevenson for the way that he brought that back to the plate.
Now Rocchio, 2 hits today, slices through strike 1. Both of his hits, Cowboy, have been opposite way. He fought off fastballs for a 2-run single in the second. He just flicked the bat to a pitch away for a soft hit down the line as last time.
You suck, man. That's a horrible call. You're giving it to him, Tyler. You suck.
0-1. Way outside. It's the left-handed Schneemann on deck. Mahl by now is ready. I would think there's a shot even if May gets Rocchio. This is very probably his last man.
Oh, Lord.
To the backstop, Stevenson after it. There's so much foul ground. Run in. Kwan scores. Martinez to third. It's a 1-run game.
That was the very definition of a wild pitch.
Infield comes in. I mean, you'd almost think about making the pitching change right now. You have the lead. Three and one. May home. And he walks the switch hitting Rocchio. And immediately Terry Francona out of his seat heads up the steps. Two walks and a double, a run in. The lead sliced to 1, a pitching change for the Reds.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Cincinnati Reds and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cincinnati Reds.
Well, the Reds put Cantillo on the hook, but their lead in jeopardy. The advantage cut down to 1, 2 on, 1 out, top of the order. Sam Maul is in out of the bullpen, and he'll face a pinch hitter. They pull back the lefty in Schneemann, and it looks like they'll have a right-handed bat stand in Rhys Hoskins.
And if you're Terry Francona, you knew this was going to happen with Hoskins coming to the plate, but you couldn't very well risk leaving May in the ball game to walk another batter.
May threw 21 pitches, 9 strikes, a wild one that yielded a run. Runner off from first. First pitch misses. A swipe of second by Rocchio. Infield will come in. Maul has inherited 14 runners this year and has stranded 11 of them. Hoskins yesterday homered in the 6th. He also walked twice. He scored a couple of runs in the game. He can hit the ball hard, and the Reds have the infield in. Blake Dunn cheats in some at right. This began the 6th yesterday. The only run allowed by Abbott, it knocked him out of the game. He went 5+. One batter of Hoskins.
Breaking ball down may get you a strikeout here. He went back-to-back changeups, and you could really see Hoskins' upper body leaning out over the plate. On the second changeup, you could see it again there with the fastball away. Throw that hook right off the top of those 3 pitches.
Inside. Two. Fouled back. Third week of April, a little less than a month into the year. The Reds bullpen was arguably the best in baseball. Lowest ERA, about as locked down as they had come. It has been a rough couple of weeks for Reds relievers. Infield in, 2-2. Yanked into left field. Caught! Standing by Steer. Tag at third. Steer took some tumble with that momentum. It's a sac fly RBI. It's a tie game, but a nice grab by Steer. If that ball gets down, that's likely 2 runs.
Yeah, this ball was tagged, and it was hooking away from Steer as he went to set his feet. Turf came out from underneath him. Now you got to remember, it was raining here earlier before the ball game ever began.
So on that sac fly, Rocchio held at second. The Reds now elect to intentionally walk Jose Ramirez. I think that's a good call. He seems like he's heating up. So 2 are on now, left on left against DeLauder, who's a lefty that has hit lefties. He's 0 for 3 today. Runners hop huge leads. Check swing seemed to go. Strike 1. Rocchio stole second without a look from Maul earlier. Ramirez leads the majors in swipes. DeLauder takes ball 1. .378 against lefties for DeLauder, 7th highest lefty or righty against southpaws. Runners go, double steal, ball bounced right side. McLean flicked to first. Well, the lead lost. 2 walks in the inning, 2 runs to even things for the Guardians.
Canuck injury report for tonight. Chase Petty, who left his last start at AAA Louisville with a blister type issue, threw a side a couple of days ago with no problems. He was set to start tonight for AAA Louisville, but that game in a wet grounds delay. Ski Brian Hayes lines out, but he's set to pitch, so good news on that front. Jose Trevino has not reappeared in the dugout since leaving the game. Don't know the extent of anything going on. When we find out, we'll let you know.
Well, thank you, Jim. It was a little odd to see Stevenson pinch hit, man at first 2 outs when the Reds had a 2-run lead. Now the Guardians had pinch hit. They had Hoskins stand in for the center fielder Schneemann. Hoskins is now out of the game. Petey Halpin has entered. He is playing center field, batting in the leadoff position. So the Guardians bench is now Patrick Bailey and David Fry. The Reds have Benson, Friedel, and Lowe. Square to bunt. Myers takes strike 1. Myers has homered. He's popped out. He has struck out looking. Now there's a lefty up. Eric Zabrowski in the Cleveland pen. Now Cowboy in this spot tied at 4, 7th inning. I feel like usually Terry Francona would hit Will Benson in this spot, go lefty against the righty. And I'm wondering if part of the reason might be Myers has actually hit righties pretty well this year and is homered tonight, and if part of it might be that just trying to protect that bench for bigger situations later.
I would imagine too that you want to try to make sure that whatever matchup that you're trying to get. So if you bring in Benson in that spot, they bring in the left-hander Zabrowski. So it would suggest that you like the matchup righty on righty, even though it didn't work out with Myers, more so than you would like the lefty on lefty matchup with Benson and Zabrowski.
And it seems like Zabrowski has been warming, because I think you're right. Bode comes out and asks for the ball. We had just noticed he was warming, but he's already hot. They'll turn around. Ellie De La Cruz tied at 4.
At each and every home game, if a Reds player hits the Toyota Hit and Win sign, one lucky fan will win a new built in the USA Toyota Tundra. Register for the Toyota Home Run Challenge and your chance to win at any Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky Toyota dealer. Update now on Jose Trevino. He left the game with a left hamstring issue. Now here's him running out the bunt. Now not running hard, but didn't see any issue right there. We'll have to check on specifics after the game.
Well, thank you, Jim. So here is Eric Zabrowski, Ellie De La Cruz swing and miss, and Cowboy Emmanuel Clase, part of a gambling and pitch rigging scandal, suspended since July of 2025 without their star closer. The back end of the Guardian bullpen, their up guys are really good, and Zabrowski just stars with his strikeout numbers.
Yeah, straight over the top with the fastball. He's got some high ride to the fastball at the top of the zone, and a breaking ball that's kind of in between a curveball and a slider. It's just a real hard curveball.
Ties up De La Cruz on the heat.
That is induced vertical break right there. That is exactly what you want. You want it to appear as though it's coming into the strike zone, and it stays at the top of the zone.
Only Mason Miller more strikeouts per 9 this year than Zabrowski. Check swing. Did he go? No. Now you were remarking, you look at the numbers, you try to prepare as best as possible for all the arms. You have a heightened attention to relievers. He is one of the several names that caught your eye.
Yeah, you look at the numbers for him, and you think the swing and miss is incredible on the fastball. And it's not as though his fastball is 100 miles an hour. He's in the mid-90s, but it appears to the hitter that he's at 100 miles an hour.
Strikes out Ellie De La Cruz as we stay here at the stretch for God Bless America.
Ladies and gentlemen, during the 7th inning stretch, we remember and salute those who are overseas defending our freedoms and liberties. Please welcome back Seaman Stephen Daly from the U.S. Coast Guard to sing God Bless America.
God bless America, land that I love, stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above, through the mountains, to the prairies, to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home.
Cincinnati Reds baseball is presented by Ray St. Clair Roofing, your trusted problem solver. Give us a call. And by Bet365, where winning is everything. The Ohio Cup, paramount. The Reds and Guardians tied at 4. We shift to the home 7. Sam Maul had come on during the 6th. Kyle Manzardo leads it off for the Guardians in the 7th. Base hit, strikeout, ground out. He's 1 for 3.
It's like the Reds have Pierce Johnson warming in the bullpen, and he was warming as Maul took the mound here in the 7th.
Their bench bats are Bailey and Fry, switch hitter and righty. This is lined to short, past the backhand of a backing up De La Cruz. He peeled away from that bouncing ball, and Manzardo was on to begin the inning.
Yeah, that didn't look real good.
I mean, I know it's hit hard, but he broke back and away from the baseball. Ball 1 to Bazana, and that's a very similar play, Cowboy, to how that painful loss to the Cubs came in Chicago. There was a Michael Busch ball up the middle, almost the same spot, and he played it in very similar fashion. Now, overall, he's had a tremendous year. In fact, entering today, he's just outside of the top 5 in outs above average among all players, every position. He made a great diving stop yesterday to his left. Most of his best plays have been to his right. But this is a big leadoff runner. And that's where, on the whole, I agree with what you said in the open. I think the Reds fundamentally defensively are way better. They have shown a lot of individual and team improvement, including Ellie.
Yeah, and that ball there was hit right at Ellie, even though it was slicing to his right. He just got caught flat-footed, and when you get caught flat-footed, that's why it appears as though you're falling backwards, because you're off balance.
Now it's on Maul to make a pitch, left on left against Bazana. Struck him out.
Chases the fastball up and out of the strike zone. Bazana likes that high pitch. And if you're going to chase it up there, tough time being consistent.
Now Kwan. Now Kwan is the Guardian who's had the most hit success against Maul. He's 2 for 5 against him. He has seen him the most. He's the only Guardian with multiple hits against him. And could his demotion in the order spark him? And the two of the mainstay faces of this franchise have been toiling, Ramirez and Kwan. Kwan tonight has a base hit, a walk. He has scored twice. Buzzed him on a fastball. Paid attendance tonight, 33,331. Pretty good sized crowd. That lower bowl and the mid deck are both saturated. Only a smattering of seats upstairs. Hayes on the grass at third. Two. Breaking ball landed, strike 3.
Well, that's a paralyzer right there. That's the front hip hook that starts at the front hip of Stephen Kwan and breaks right over that inside part of the plate. Big strikeout.
And now with the switch hitting Martinez due up, by now Johnson certainly warm. That's all for Maul. Terry Francona makes the move, tied at 4, 7th inning.
Make sleep easy.
Join the Reds 1 week from tonight. They battle the Cardinals. Fans in attendance receive a Key Brian Hayes Gold Glove bobblehead thanks to Coca-Cola while supplies last. Plus 300 lucky fans will receive an all gold version. Visit Reds.com/tickets. Outings on back-to-back nights for Pierce Johnson, who was the first out of the pen yesterday and delivered a scoreless inning after the Rhys Hoskins homer. Faces Angel Martinez, who's reached on double, hit by pitch. He has scored a couple of runs. He is 1 for 2. And Cowboy in a bullpen beleaguered by control issues, by a number of walks. The most consistent strike thrower right now
is on the mound.
Pierce Johnson.
I think part of that too, John, is experience. Johnson's been around a long time. He understands the game. There's never a bit of panic when he's in the ball game, regardless of the situation, whether it's bases loaded or in a tie ball game, whether you're winning late. But I think that's the reason that the Reds brought him in, to provide a little bit of stability for a younger bullpen.
Deep right center. And gone. Team leading 8th for Angel Martinez. A 2-out, 2-run shot that propels the Guardians back on top 6-4.
Looked like a breaking ball that stayed middle in. It was up a bit, and Martinez didn't miss it.
Johnson is first in about 3 weeks. And misses. Curveball to Hedges, who has walked, bounced to the pitcher, struck out. Starter Chris Paddock in his Reds debut gave up 2 runs. The bullpen has allowed 4 since. And I think that's the brutal reality. You know, this is probably not going away in a day. The Reds bullpen is in the thick of it right now. The Reds are going to have to win some slugfests. They're going to have to score runs. They entered with wins in 4 of 6, scoring 41 runs in that time. As the wins have returned, it's because they've matched moments like the Martinez homer with their own own. 3-1. Walked him. So Hedges, a career 187 hitter, has walked twice tonight. Brings up Rocchio, who's been on 3 times. 2 hits, 2 ribbies, a walk, a steal. Hunter Gaddis is up in the Guardian pen. The Reds trailed 2-0. They led 4-2. They're now down a deuce in the 7th. Hayes in a step in 3rd. Two. Bounced and caught by Stewart at first base. Able to elevate and extend. Now Martinez goes yard. The Reds trail once more. Sal Stewart, Spencer Steer try to respond. Our Toyota game summary, the latest go-ahead moment in a slingshot night, a 2-run jack by Angel Martinez. Chris Paddock, only a couple of earnings in 5 frames. Spencer Steer had a 2-run double back in the 5th. This game has been back and forth. Reds were down early, grabbed the lead in the middle. They trail in the later stage. We're now in the 8th. Gaddis is in. Sal Stewart leads it off. 2 walks, 1 with the bases loaded. He has struck out. He's been thrown out of the plate. Now the walk was a biggie that came in the 5th to plate a run. And it came a night removed from when Stewart fell through in a big bases loaded spot and spiked his helmet, rather visibly shattered it. He plays with so much emotion. There's so much passion and certainly robust ability. To short, backing up on the backhand. Rocchio. 1 down. Now this came yesterday. This was in the 7th. Left the bases loaded.
He's got some major competitor in him, and that's what's going to make him successful at this level. But it is never a smooth ride when you break into the big leagues. It's just, there are some tough times. There's some great times, but there are some tough times as well. Because we talk about adjustments all the time. When you come up here and you embarrass everybody else by how good you're doing, they're going to figure out a way to not get embarrassed. And they're going to find that hole, and everybody has one, and you've got to figure out a way to close it.
Consecutive misses into Steer. 2-run double his last time. Now has hits in 17 of 18. And Gaddis having a bit of a down start. Walks are up. A lot of base runners. Strikeouts are down a bit. But slider pretty nasty. Rips through a fastball. Time for Steer. The deficit only 2. J.J. Bleday on deck. On his career, Gaddis limits walks pretty well. This year, it's almost 5 per 9. Almost doubled his career rate. Payoff. And Steer lifts, routine right. Martinez. Brief word now from Big Sandy Superstore.
You'll find the best selection of the top brands at the guaranteed lowest price. Big Sandy Superstore in Fairfield and the Kenwood Shopping Center.
Bleday 0 for 3, fly out, strikeout, pop out. Keep in mind, he was the only true lefty in the starting lineup against the left-handed starter Cantillo. Manzardo guards the line at first. 2-0. I asked Bleday today if he had seen the MLB Network spot done by Mark DeRosa breaking down his changes. He said not yet, but he did confirm what DeRosa had identified and we thought we saw in live action. That he knew in that first at bat he had a pretty good read on the situation. 3-1, and I think that's something that has stood out is the overall comfort level and calmness, the amount of pitches taken by Bleday. So he does damage on those mistakes.
Well, the key is being able to make pitch-to-pitch adjustments, in-game adjustments from one at bat to the next.
Flair to shallow center. Rocchio, Reds in order. Come cheer on the Reds over Memorial Day weekend. Save big. Upper view level tickets start at $15 for the Reds and Cards series. Thanks to Cons. Redeem now. Reds.com/flash sale. Hurry. The offer ends Monday. The Family Hall. Family of longtime Reds producer Josh Hall in the house. Kind welcome. Coming out to check out the Reds and Guardians in the battle for the Ohio Cup. New man on the mound for the Reds. They trail by 2 in the 8th. It's Connor Phillips.
And this is where, if you're Connor Phillips, you have to get back into a position to where you're filling up the strike zone.
Now, one of the major storylines tonight, Cleveland's offense with 2 outs and without 2 outs. With less than 2 outs, the Guardians are 3 for 16, 2 walks. With 2 outs, they are 6 for 13, 3 walks and a hit batter. The overwhelming majority of their base runners, their damage, has come with 2 down. This is the first plate appearance for Halpin, who just called for time. He had come on defensively. Remember, Hoskins had hit for leadoff man Daniel Schneemann. Elevated miss. So Halpin hitting a slight 105. Rarely plays, even more rarely gets ABs, and he goes down looking.
A breaking ball right over the outside corner. Sure, to Halpin, that probably looked like it was going outside until the last second.
Jose Ramirez has singled, been walked intentionally, and grounded out twice. He's 1 for 3. The Guardians closer Cade Smith is getting loose. Two and one. Smoked into right field, base hit. Ramirez was ice cold entering this series. He has sprung to life in these first couple of ball games.
Fourth consecutive breaking ball, this one in the middle of the plate. And Ramirez smokes it into right field.
He's aboard for DeLauder, who is 0 for 4, all of his outs on the infield. It's a wise look. Ramirez co-leads the majors, 18 steals, caught just twice. This is the exact kind of spot that a steal would make a lot of sense. Has a huge lead. He goes. Pitch missed, no chance for a clean throw. 19 bags for Jose Ramirez.
Stevenson had set up away. The pitch was well down and in, and that's where Phillips has missed time and time and time again with his fastball. When you possess a 99-mile-an-hour fastball, you've got to make the hitter respect it. But that spot right there is where he has been consistently. Glove side, off the plate, down. That's an indication that you were over rotating when you come out of your break.
2-0. Looking forward, by the way, partially assuming Phillips can keep this ideally at 2. Not many at bats for the Reds lifetime against Cade Smith. Very little success. The only current Red who has a hit lifetime off Smith is Nathaniel Lowe. I would imagine hitting for Dunn in that second spot, and then you could have Benson run, and he would also be able to take over defensively. 3-0. Swing and a foul.
That's why you throw that fastball on the plate for a strike. You've got to be able to speed up the eyes of the hitter. The ball that's way off the plate, it doesn't speed them up at all.
Phillips home. Away, walked him. Brief word now from Jake Sweeney Chevrolet.
Jake Sweeney Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
So Stevenson out for a chat. Walks, a huge concern for Connor Phillips. He entered the series leading baseball in walk rate. Man Luzardo will stand in. He's got 2 hits, a run scored. He has struck out, bounced to first. He only has 2 homers so far this year, but he's got a lot of pop. Had nearly 30 last year. Ramirez making small talk with De La Cruz. He goes, pitch, swing and a miss, throw down to third, tag, got him! Only the 3rd time all year Ramirez has been caught stealing. You could smell that run coming.
That was not a real smart idea by Jose Ramirez. You don't see him make too many foolish plays on the baseball field, but with a left-handed hitter up, tough break.
Cleveland has challenged in the out call at third base.
Oh, wow.
Might have gotten that hand in there. Throw beat him by a ton.
But he made a little swim move with that extended left oven mitt hand. Tucked it a little tighter. That's a great slide. You can hear what the Cleveland fans think. Is that simultaneous? Going frame by frame there?
Now, whether he's out or safe, that was not a great idea.
Does change things for Phillips, though, if he gets it out. It's a little bit of an exhale, and that's a elimination of a man 90 feet away. Phillips gets some warm-up tosses in as they check it out in New York. Third base umpire James Hoy is the crew chief who made that call. And waiting for the communication from the replay center. Ramirez is staring at what was a frozen image on the board. They bounced off to a logo.
Yeah, it's a tough call there because it's close enough to say he's safe, but it's also close enough to hold the play that he's out. And the call on the field was that he was out.
I think it's really tough to tell the definitive depth of when that mitt's on the bag and the glove is touching Ramirez.
Yeah, did he catch him in the forearm? Did he catch him in the armpit?
He's definitely on the bag there. Here we go.
After review, the call on the field's overturned. The runner is safe.
It's a major league leading 20th steal for Ramirez. So it's 1 out, men at the corners. Baseball sky. Infield cheats in a few steps. They know the value of 1 more run. Fouled away. Well, the heavens just beyond the buildings in left field are gorgeous right now. Hues of pink and blue. Struck him out. That's a big K for Connor Phillips.
Hard slider down and in. And Manzardo likes that pitch down and in if it's straight. This one was not.
So now Bazana has struck out 3 times in this game, does have a base hit. First pitch fought foul. First time that he has struck out 3 times in a game. He had only struck out twice, once. It was on the 1st of May. Insert your Johnny Dangerously quote here.
He has 3 strikeouts on fastballs that were elevated. He has a line drive single on a breaking ball that he hit right back up the middle. He has seen all fastballs thus far in this at bat.
Bounce back to Phillips, knocked it down, has to gather, bobbles, doesn't make the play. Ramirez scores. It's 7-4. Now Kwan. Timer violation on Phillips. It's 1-0. And has scored an E1, by the way, for the Bazana reach. One-0. 2-0. A 4-pitch walk to load the bases.
And all of those fastballs in the same spot.
Here's Angel Martinez, the Guardians' leader in homers. His 2-run shot in the 7th snapped a 4-all tie. He's also doubled, been hit by pitch. He has scored 3 times. And he fouls back strike 1. Lifted shallow right. McLean the call, but Dunn comes in from right and makes the play. Guardians get an insurance run. They have scored 5 unanswered. The Reds will dance with the Guardian closer. A seesaw night, but the last 5 runs posted by the Guardians. 7-4, the Reds trail. Statcast 3D, Google Cloud. The team leading 8th home run for Angel Martinez untied the game.
Got a breaking ball. It was up and out over the plate.
So now Cade Smith, first pitch strike. The closer is in. His 13 saves lead the American League, and he is one of the more strikeout dominant relievers in the game. Matt McLean has struck out, line to left, grounded to third. Will Benson is on deck to pinch hit for Blake Dunn. 1-2. Ripped through, strike 3. 8 straight Reds retired by Guardians pitching.
Still the toughest pitch to hit. A well-located heater.
Benson walked 0 for 3 yesterday. He has faced Smith once before. He struck out against him. Smith has only blown a couple of saves this year. Game 2 in Seattle and in the middle of April in St. Louis. Misfire to Benson. Reds need base runners. Last year he held lefties to a $159. It was just outside the top 5 for righties. It's a healthy cut from Benson. Payoff. Look at. Tyler Stevenson stands in. He had pinch hit for Jose Trevino in the 6th. Trevino left with a left hamstring issue. Nathaniel Lowe is on deck to hit for Ke'Bryan Hayes. Stevenson flied out on the only pitch he saw in the 6th.
When you get a guy coming out of the bullpen throwing like Cade Smith is, this is not about stuff. It's about belief. He believes he's going to get you out. That's the difference between guys that get people out and guys that walk batters. If you believe you can get them out, you're going to throw the ball on the plate.
Yanks that one down and away. Full count.
And you're more apt to get pitches, hitters to swing at pitches that are a little bit off the plate or a little bit up or down when you're aggressive as Cade Smith is.
Payoff. And he walked it. That's something Smith rarely does. Only the 5th walk of his season. Stevenson's on, tying run on deck. Nathaniel Lowe stands in to hit for Ke'Bryan Hayes. That's the first walk issued by the Guardians bullpen tonight. Hayes ends his day 0 for 2. Walk run scored. He lined out twice. Low to left field. Kwan fading back. Ball's got carry. Kwan makes the catch. The 4-time Gold Glover takes it away from Lowe, and the Reds fall 7-4. The Guardians have tied the series. The Ohio Cup is even at a game apiece.
Wow, this is one heck of a catch by Stephen Kwan. You can see him traveling back quickly, and he's got a leap right at the last second, knowing that wall's coming. The ball was hit awfully well off the bat of Nathaniel Lowe.
On a night where the uncertainty rested with the right-handed starter, Chris Paddock in his Reds debut only surrendered 2 runs. But the bullpen gives up 5 more. That's been a running concern for the Reds as they lose, had a 4-2 lead and fall 7-4. Now the Guardians have won 4 of 5 and 7 of 10. The Reds are now 1-1 on their roadie. Reds postgame still to come. Your final at Progressive Field, the Guardians 7, the Redlegs